The Seahawks-Eagles game a week and a half ago. Saw it? Yep. All right. It was fabulous. I brought my parents up here for the very first time, got a chance to sit in something like the nosebleed section. Can somebody please disrupt the aftermarket ticket sales for the Seahawks? Dear God. Oh my God. Who's paid more than $400 for a ticket for the Seahawks before? It's steep as hell, right? Yeah. That's all right. That's what those big screens are for, and lots of beer. So I'm glad to hear that Dan's got the game rolling during his party. I'm going to try to be there. It's going to be spectacular. All right. I mentor a lot of women. And the evening of November 7th, 8th, and 9th, I got more calls from the women that I mentor in tears, frustrated, crying, not knowing what to do, asking me, Tara, how do I handle knowing that the next 4 to 8 years of my life I'm going to be discriminated against far more than I thought I would be, that something is very wrong here. Something is wrong about the way that I'm being treated. And the thing I didn't tell them, as I was trying to be strong for them, trying to find good words for them, was that I was in my bathtub smoking some really good weed. I mean, I was sobbing in my bathtub, like half the women that I know. I mean, I know women with 100,000 Twitter followers who are pillars of the diversity community, and we were all texting each other. It was just like acronyms and emoji by the end of the night, with just like, and it's all poo emoji by like midnight 01, right? What do you do in a situation like this? I have to tell you, folks, I thought a couple of months ago, Hillary's going to get elected. What do I want to show up? And keep doing these talks on women in technology for. I thought I was done talking about this crap. Nope, we're not done. We are not done having this conversation. And the reason why is that the major breakpoints for women in technology, women drop out at twice the rate that men do. And I want to emphasize something right now. This is not the fault of men. This is an unconscious bias that just keeps us from seeing women as the kind of leaders that we would invest time and energy and effort in. For the first time in my life, I don't look like it, but I'm a senior director at a Fortune 100 company now. Yeah. Thank you. I was brought aboard to disrupt a little company called Symantec because information security is a profound passion of mine. And I believe that especially women in cybersecurity find a beautiful and amazing horizon and puzzles we can solve. One woman emailed one of my co-authors, Angie Chang. She founded Women 2.0. Who's heard of Women 2.0 before? Absolutely. This woman is extraordinary. Emailed Angie and said, if I'd known that being a cybersecurity engineer was about solving puzzles, I would have stayed in when I switched my major over to pre-med. That's the thing we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid that moment when a woman says to herself, I'm going to make more money when I go elsewhere. I'm going to get treated better. I'm going to get turned into someone that's respected. I'm going to find promotions and leadership roles and mentorship and sponsorship. That's the thing that we're here to try to avoid. Now, why did I write this? Because nobody ever had. And maybe a little bit because I wanted to see if I could pull it off. It's more serious than that. Part of what I do is be good on stage. But I'm tired of having this conversation. I am tired of saying again and again that companies that bring women aboard at the board level increase their profits by 40% over a 10-year following span. I am tired of explaining that it makes monetary sense to have diversity in the top levels of your organization. How many of us are tired in here? I want to make every person in this room aware of the fact that although we have taken a hit recently, this is the moment to bring it on up. This is the moment to up your game. This is the moment to take it to Twitter, to Facebook, to your family. We don't want to have those conversations over Christmas dinner. We know we don't. But how many of you feel like you could maybe just have one more sentence in you someplace to stand up for the rights and the proper treatment of women and people of color in technology? Right? One more minute. You can do that. You can take one more sentence, one more time, one more family meal. You can do this. I care. I know you do too. And I want to hear from each and every one of you. I don't do slides because I'd rather talk directly to you, but please have this conversation with me on Twitter, @TARAH. All right, you find it on the back cover of the book over there. I'm going to step out here so that we're not disrupting the next speaker, and we'll just do a signing out here in just a moment. But more than anything else, I would like you at this moment to look around this room and realize something very, very important. In fact, the most important thing, something that you might not have realized yet. You are not alone. Have a good night, folks.
Tara, 3 questions.
3 questions. Bring them on. This. All right, if we got questions, just go ahead and shout them on out. But just so you know, this is the cover. It's over there. You want to grab that for me real quick? Say again? Egg freezing in corporations? That's actually a really great question. The question is whether or not it's appropriate for corporations to offer the healthcare benefit of egg freezing for senior women in technology in their companies. Or anywhere. Number 1, dude, that's super creepy. Right? Number 2, I actually love anything that provides additional reproductive options for women in positions of power. Flat out. Yeah, absolutely. Next question. Love to hear from one of the ladies in the back of the room who's hiding back there. I see you. I know you think so. I see you. Come on. Go ahead, right there. Disabilities in technology. I have degenerative disc disease. I've spent some years on a cane. I'll probably spend some time in a wheelchair later on in my life. One of the most important things to realize about a disability that harms your body is that it frees your mind in some ways. And the difference in perspective of someone who experiences the world differently than does an able-bodied person provides a really valuable user interface input, right? There's value in everyone's perspective, and the more different, the more you can tackle those edge cases and prepare for the future, right? Yeah. And last question. Go ahead.
What's the best piece of advice you give to someone who's new in tech, as a woman or as another minority who comes from a really accepted field and is trying to brace themselves?
To brace themselves. Okay. The question is, what's the best piece of advice I can give to a woman new in technology who's transitioning from a field that might have traditionally been more accepting of women, but knowing that technology is a little bit rougher? You might expect that I might tell you something like, you're not alone, find your family. These are all very valid points. You know the thing I'm going to tell you? Don't name a number first, and don't say yes to the first offer. You know why? Because this is not about good feels. This is about women having power in technology. If you don't name a number first and you don't say yes to the first offer, you fix approximately 80% of the gender gap in pay. And I want women to have the power to make their own futures with their own money. No one needs to give us anything. It's time to ask for it and get it when we deserve it. Yeah. Thank you so much, folks.